What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wealth of the Futures channel, Arizona EOS. I hope everybody's excited. It's a beautiful Friday. We are actually up against a couple hours here till launch. If you think about it, it's phenomenal to have you. If you like this content, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to this content. And if you're a local person just getting introduced to EOS, consider also tuning into this channel regularly. We're going to have a lot of unique content on this channel. We hope to, bring people together. Hopefully, develop a couple different tracks locally for those interested in developing on the software, as well as maybe just understanding the different use cases of this very innovative technology. So, pleasure to have you. Again, consider hitting that like button if you like this content. Support your local folks who are, creating this value. So I want to go over a couple things today. I want to share a meetup group that we are actually organizing here locally. This is our Phoenix project EOS.io meetup group. And this Saturday, actually, we're going to have a meetup going over EOS.io and talking about, how we can build wealth, create value, and really getting jobs in this blockchain economy. I know there was a couple meetings this week with folks from around the blockchain space in Phoenix, and we discussed that, there's really not a lot of jobs here that are being listed in Arizona, or at least we weren't recognized, across the U.S. as being a hub for blockchain technologies. And we want to do things to change that. So the only way we can really do that is to come together and play with the technologies. And what we're looking to do right now is set up within this meetup group two different tracks once again. One would be a group that works on putting together the test nets and dApp development type ecosystem where people can learn and grow together and test out different projects. So I've actually been putting my own test setup, if you will, together using NS James videos with different scripts to basically simplify the time it takes to go from, your basic idea to actually interacting with a live, demo chain, if you will, or demo testnet. So that is still a work in progress, but making a lot of progress the past few days for sure, and hope to share that with the community. And I know there's many of us within this team already, or within this community, that have made some great strides also using the content from NS James. So anybody who's around, even outside of Phoenix, if you're organizing your meetups, consider looking at some of those videos and content that is already on YouTube. He's a very good source. I know he's also making a distribution application, Scatter, which will be used probably throughout the community. So he's a good resource. He's also on Telegram, and for someone who hasn't done coding in a long time, I consider him to be a tremendous asset in just getting me back up to speed in what I'm doing here with C++ and EOS.io. So check us out. There's a little bit of something for everybody. And I also want to mention that, besides just the tracks, again, for people who want to be developers, we also have, other aspects to our community that incentivize people for participating. So, we have the sharing of fundamental concepts of blockchain platforms in general, and we're looking to have some mixer opportunities as well as workshops on programming. So you can find some more information about us on our Phoenix community chat. You can go to this meetup.com website, meetup.com/blockchainaz, and you can find more details there. We also have links to the EOS General Telegram chat, as well as a previous video I had done on ride-sharing services built on EOS. I'm actually looking to, again, create some of these. We have 117 members right now, so we are gaining some momentum there. Certainly not up to the level of our friends in New York or LA, but I hope to make a comeback strong here and, put Arizona on the map and just get some innovation going here, But the only way we can do that is to have you guys participate, have you guys try the technology out. stumbled a few times, maybe fail with different projects, and that's really what's exciting to me. That's really what I'm interested in doing. I want to allocate my EOS towards projects that enable us to do some really amazing things, and I know we're quite capable of doing that. So should be exciting times. So please consider heading out with us to help with that and to participate. In other news, there's been some more FUD coming about with a gentleman named Bix Weir, and for the most part, I like Bix. Bix has a lot of great things to share, and for those that have followed some of his work, there's value in what he says, and there's value in what anybody says. But I want to play some content from Bix Weir, who's seems to suggest that EOS is made by people who are looking to scam people. I don't know what you guys think about this, but wanted to play it and share his thoughts, and I'll have my own thoughts to share on this. So,
have not much time left to either register your EOS or sell it. My advice: sell it. Get the hell out. EOS is a deep state token, a deep state pedo token. I hate to say it, but it is. The people who invented it have absolutely no morals, no scruples, are criminals. Absolutely. But, having said that.
So just hold it right there. Bix Weir seems to think that the people who have made EOS are criminals. And the thing is, Bix, if you're watching this video, what is really interesting about this project is it's not just one person, it's an open source project. And in a few hours here, we're going to find out real soon where the community stands in terms of building this up from a technology perspective. It has nothing to do with one single person, just the same way that we don't know who Satoshi is. So someone can make the argument that Satoshi might have been a bad person or a good person, and frankly, the technology speaks for itself. So at the end of the day, if you have utility in a technology and you have consensus in a community and the ability to vote out different block producers and evolve the technology to suit the needs of a community, there's tremendous use cases over what we have today. So let's hear a little bit more of what he has to say about EOS and how we can refute some of these comments he's making.
Those who say, "Oh my God, it's going to change the world. EOS is going to change the world because I'm a technological guru. I know exactly what's going to happen." Against the advice of Satoshi Nakamoto, against the advice of Andreas Antonopoulos, against the advice of all kinds of people, Cliff High, who say it's a centralized token. It's pure centralization. The 21 supernodes that control it, we don't know who they are, so we have to trust whoever is running this game, and that is Brock Pierce.
So, a couple things to that, Bix Weir. First and foremost, before people make statements, it's important to do homework. The block producers themselves have been involved in this project for several months now. Anybody who's paid attention to the technical aspects of resolving issues within EOS.io knows there's a whole active community of block producers that are working together in concert to launch this chain. So it's not Brock Pierce who's orchestrating a launch. It's made up by people all around the world, really, in South Korea and in other countries, United States, Africa, South America, and just regular people with normally technical backgrounds. Maybe they're engineers or they've done networking and scripting and all types of technologies in the past, and these folks are coming together to create a new system to secure life, liberty, and property. So it has nothing to do with Brock Pierce. It's not to say that, for example, people who may have created Bitcoin don't have ties to certain bad things. No one is denying that, and obviously we need to be aware of things that if the technology suggests issues, we have methods to consider other alternatives. And that's the beauty of cryptocurrencies. And that's the beauty with EOS.io is the fact that a community like in Phoenix or LA or New York or wherever the case is can use this technology because it is called open source. and we can take the technology, fork it into something even better. And that's something Dan Larimer's even mentioned. So a lot of these comments about EOS.io being a scam or being made by one person is just, it's actually ridiculous, and it's not based on actual fact. And it actually makes people like Bix sound really incompetent, because they don't actually know what they're talking about from a technology perspective. They just keep repeating the same things over and over, but there's no basis in what they're saying, because the technology now is being tested. It's a public test net, and there's people sending transactions to the block producers, right, to have them process. And when the system goes live, it's going to be no different. It's not to say that there isn't going to be bugs or issues along the road that the community can't address, but to say that something is a scam outright, or that it's not going to work, or that it's centralized without understanding the fundamental aspects which make up the technology is, in my book, just as bad as someone who hypes the technology, someone who hypes the technology for price alone. You are no better than those people in my book. Let's continue to hear what he has to say.
And friends, do you trust Brock Pierce? No, not a chance in the world. So they raised $4 billion. Here's another reason not to trust them. They're supposed to have produced an audit. They swore up and down that they wouldn't use the Ethereum tokens to buy EOS. They wouldn't play that Ponzi game where they get Ethereum in and they spend it on EOS, nor any of their friends would spend it. So they said, we're going to get you an audit. We're going to do an audit on the entire process. Block One says, where's the freaking audit? No audit. Sorry, we launched this thing at midnight today. We don't need an audit.
So a couple things on that. First and foremost, the actual, I guess, ICO isn't over. So I'm not sure how someone can provide an audit when the process of selling a product is still going on. So where am I missing something? Because Bix, the ICO isn't even over. So it's not possible to issue an audit on something that is still ongoing. I would say maybe after a couple weeks, you have a good point. But for right now, raising all these issues when honestly we're still in the process of even just launching the chain, it's a little odd to me. It seems a little it seems a little early to start raising these issues.
You guys signed off on signing. You spent your ETH on nothing, and we said that in the agreement. And you agreed to it. You're the fool. Who's the fool? You're the fool. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm not saying it's not going to work. I will pretty much guarantee you the price is going to do a moonshot because Block One's going to be buying EOS. Buying it with both fists, and they got $4 billion. They raised $4 billion in this Ponzi. Almost up there with Bernie Madoff. Almost. Anyway, I know there's a lot of EOS devotees. Good luck to you. You know, what we're going to see most likely is bumps, hiccups for a few months while Block One spends on some EOS tokens, spends some of those billions just so it doesn't look like a fraud. Then there'll be another.
So already claiming that something's a fraud when it hasn't even launched is just, again, kind of just laughable at this point. Bix, if you're just, I mean, I understand if it doesn't jive with you and it's against Ethereum and maybe your own holdings, but just to hate on a project because it presents a threat to essentially the way the world even works today it's amusing to me. But I guess if you want to swing that route, and I guess if this is your version of an olive branch, which you mentioned in your previous videos, that's not much of an olive branch if you ask me. And I'm with Crypto Zero, who's another personality on YouTube who covers cryptocurrencies. And it's like, enough already of this stuff, Ethereum fanboys or whoever it is, you've made your opinions known. You said a lot, but starts to draw the line. You start to cross the line when you start to call things a fraud and scam, and the technologies themselves haven't even been launched yet. Moreover, you see a momentum in energy and effort by a community that is backing a technology and actually developing applications on it. We have people from Google, ex-Googlers, okay, senior software engineers who are forming teams to develop applications on EOS.io. So, I don't know, which one do you guys, which group would you guys trust? A Bix Weir who knows nothing about programming, nothing about technology? I'm not being offended, it is a fact. Or people who worked at Google, who senior software engineers, people like even Facebook, people in Intel, IBM. These folks are joining EOS.io and forming teams to develop the new economy. And that's what EOS is. It's the economic operating system in my book. So, Bix, before you make more videos causing FUD for people and just creating a whole bunch of hysteria for no reason with facts that aren't really facts, they're unfounded, you should really do your research and make sure that you can back them up before making videos like this, because it just makes you look incompetent and it actually destroys your credibility. So I think in the next few days here, we'll know really soon where things stand, and ultimately, the issue, I think, the sad thing is a lot of people listen to Bix and take his word for gospel, and that's really unfortunate. So, anyways, I want to leave it on a up note because I don't want to, focus too much on Bix. I just want to say, for those that are watching this video, consider joining a local meetup group to study blockchain technologies, not just EOS specifically. It's all about doing something. People like Bix Weir, they like to speculate, and basically they're very similar to a lot of people in today's society. They think that they can make money just by buying something and holding it and speculating. And that's very different than most of the people, hardcore people in EOS.io, who are actually about creating things, about creating disruptive technologies. So, I don't know, give that some thought. If anybody knows Bix, share this video with him. I, am open to a challenge. I will debate Bix Weir and really just destroy any of his facts, because they aren't based on facts, they're based on FUD. So, thanks for watching this video. Hit that like button if you like this content, and we will see you next time, hopefully on Saturday if you're in Arizona. Peace.